Hello world, the Faceless Prophet here, and welcome back to the BiBi Files. If you haven't had a chance to see the other parts yet, please check them out on my profile so all this makes sense. In part 4, we're going to dive into some shocking revelations. How BiBi's Minister of National Security, Ben-Gvir, incites violence in the West Bank. How BiBi escaped accountability by reforming the Supreme Court. And finally, the tragic reality behind the fact that BiBi's actions and regime directly led to the October 7th tragedy. But stick around to the end, because you won't believe the bombshell in this finale.
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, he knew you wouldn't believe the truth, even if you told it to you.
Before we get started, please make sure to like, follow, and share for more great content like this. Ben-Gvir, a proud Jewish supremacist, set out to annex the Gaza Strip. Israeli occupation forces and settlers began burning houses and unaliving innocent people. One eyewitness, Bashir Sadiq Ma'amar, a paramedic in the West Bank, shared a harrowing experience on April 20th of 2023. I was headed to a location of a car accident. We encountered settlers attacking homes and burning them down. It was very dangerous. The occupation forces and settlers were outraged by the presence of the ambulance on site. They shot at our ambulance driver and unalived him. He bled all over the ambulance. This was the hardest thing ever, to have him bleed to death between your hands. And there was nothing we could do to help him. There was nothing I could do to save his life. We were unarmed. We were just paramedics trying to help injured people. Every unimaginable atrocity happened during the rule of the extremist minister Ben-Gvir and Smotrich and their prime minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I understand war is war, but to unalive a paramedic for simply trying to help the injured by Israeli occupation forces and settlers? That sounds eerily similar to what America did to the Native Americans. If the U.S. has given reparations to Native Americans and acknowledged our wrongdoing, why are we supporting Israel to do the same to the people in Gaza? I don't know about you guys, but I'm low-key starting to think Trump's comment about the U.S. coming in and taking over Gaza is sounding more like a sound plan. I'm all for protecting the people of Israel, but I'm not for shedding innocent blood and genocide. This paramedic was clearly innocent. Yet, when we see BiBi defending such acts, it frustrates me because they unleashed a beast and refused to take responsibility for their influence on the highly impressionable and radicalized youth. Now, this next part is a little touchy for me because I actually agree with Smotrich's point that Palestine is not truly a land. But I do not agree with how they executed their plans to reclaim it. Smotrich arrogantly declared before the Knesset, "My fellow members of the Knesset, I want to stand here and say unequivocally, there is no such thing as the Palestinian people, period. There is none. There was none. And we will annex whether you like it or not, because this is our land of Israel. It was given to us since the dawn of time by God Almighty." No. Definitely not given by God since the dawn of time. But if we were to be super technical, in his defense, the land of Canaan was originally inherited by Shem, but Canaan, a descendant of Ham, wrongfully settled there. That's why God called Moses to lead his people back to the promised land, which then passed to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which became Israel. If you're wondering where I found this, it's in the book of Jubilees. 14 manuscripts of which were found with the Dead Sea Scrolls in Qumran, but I digress. 3 months later, in July 2023, BiBi executed a crafty chess move to evade the law and solidify his power. Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, as annexationists, realized the Supreme Court posed a potential threat to their plans. Nimrod Novik, former senior advisor on foreign policy to Prime Minister Shimon Peres, said,
because if you are an annexationist, the Supreme Court might stop you. So you need to castrate the Supreme Court from being able to stop you. The people said enough is enough. The legal reform that he wanted made it so Netanyahu would appoint the judges that will hear his appeal. It was transparent. He wanted to avoid any prison time.
Of course, BiBi vehemently denied this was the reason, but as Nimrod said, it's pretty transparent. Even Uzi Beler, BiBi's only childhood friend, spoke out against him.
BiBi made major mistakes. What he did to my country is terrible. It's really unforgivable. And he knows what he's doing. It's not that he doesn't know. It was too much. At that point, I said I'm coming out and I'm speaking in public.
Netanyahu will be remembered as the destroyer of the state, as the one who tore it to pieces. And why? Because the democratic state won't let him escape due process. But have no doubt, we will fight with determination and courage. I mean, damn! Your only closest friend, BiBi? Really? Even your closest friend is calling you out. Maybe it's just time for you to face the music, BiBi. You just ain't King David. Jonathan wouldn't have sold David out. With mounting negative coverage, BiBi needed a distraction. And what better distraction than a false flag event like October 7th? Recent information confirms that BiBi told IDF troops to stand down when the massacre began.
פתאום עולה בקשר בהודעה מוזרה. כל התחנות, לא יודע למה, לא יודע איך, משהו בסגנון הזה. אין סיור בגדר עד 9 בבוקר.
באיזה שעה זה?
5:20 בבוקר.
כל התחנות נשארים כאן משנה, אז מבחינת קרקע ואויב אין לנו דברים משמעותיים. מבחינת כוחותינו יצאה הנחיה מהחטיבה שעד השעה 9 בבוקר מול הערכת המצב, אף כלי לא מגיע לבורמה. ואני חוזר שוב, עד 9 בבוקר ואל מול הערכת המצב, אף כלי לא לבורמה. נמצאים בנקודות זינוק אחוריות, מהנחיית חטיבה, לא יודע בדיוק למה, לא שואל יותר מדי, זאת ההנחיה, זה מה שאנחנו עושים.
In other words, this tragic event could have been prevented or at least mitigated, but BiBi's regime let it happen to create a 9/11 style moment to rally the country. Do you remember what we gave up in America for the sake of freedom? That's right, the Patriot Act. BiBi used the exact same tactic to solidify his power even further. But here's the truly sinister part revealed in the finale of the BiBi Files. BiBi actually funded Hamas, believing he could control the flames. BiBi said, "Do you remember that line from The Godfather? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, lower the flames, maintain a conversation. I'll give you an example. Today, with our enemies, we are in talks. No one thinks we can manage to reach an agreement with them, but we control the height of the flames." Now, how exactly did BiBi control the flames? By feeding the beast. Nimrod explains,
The public blames Netanyahu for October 7th as the one who fed the beast. He did not create Hamas, but he fed it.
Essentially, BiBi wanted Gaza under Hamas and the West Bank under Fatah. To prevent Fatah from defeating Hamas, BiBi convinced Qatar to fund Hamas $35 million a month so he could, as he said, control the flames. In total, it amounted to over $1 billion. Clearly, his plan backfired because every time he tried to put one fire out, he only poured gasoline on it. My original stance was that Israel should fight back because of October 7th, but now knowing BiBi prevented his troops from acting and funded Hamas, I cannot unsee these facts. And hopefully you feel the same way. Let me be clear. I am a child of God, a follower of Jesus Christ, and true Israel are those of the promise, not the nation-state of Israel. I am a descendant of the tribe of Levi. I am a right-leaning conservative American who used to blindly support Israel. But enough is enough. BiBi is no King David, and he must be held accountable for his rotten fruits as leader of Israel. If you truly love Israel and want to preserve the nation by rooting out evil, please like, follow, and share this video so that the truth can get out. I am no anti-Semite, and neither is Candace or Tucker. I love my Jewish people, and because of that, it's time to get BiBi out. Well, that concludes the BiBi Files. I hope this leaves you with some food for thought, and maybe there's more common ground between the left and right than we think. If we can agree on one thing, is that BiBi has gots to go.
Stop cowarding! This dude needs to go. He needs to go. He needs to go. Thank you.
So, stay classy, world. The faceless prophet out?
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, he knew you wouldn't believe the truth, even if you told it to.